If you fish from ocean inlet jetties and rock groins, then this modification to your Korkers might even save your life one day. Hello again, this is Rich Troxler, aka Rich Trox, and welcome to my channel, The View from the Beach. If you fish from the rocks, then I'm sure you're very familiar with Korkers footwear. In this video, I'll be showing you a modification I made to a pair of Korkers that greatly improved their gripping power. And it's also the first live type video I've done, so please forgive the slightly distorted audio because I wasn't used to the proper microphone placement yet. So here we go. Today I'm going to show you a modification to do to old Korkers that have gotten worn out, studs on them, and are no longer grabbing the rocks really good. I'm going to show you a modification that's going to make them really grab the rocks well. You can do it to new Korkers if you want to, but I did an old pair of Korkers, and I tell you what, you can go up the side of a brick wall with these things. Sometimes, as I said, the studs, they wear out, they start falling out, they get old and rounded. And if you fish the jetties and rocks a lot, the slime on the rocks, these things will start, they don't hold as well. Last thing you need to do is start falling. So it's a relatively easy modification. Takes a little time, but it's not overly complicated at all. So you will need, it's basically replacing the studs with some stainless steel screws. And I will show you what you need to do. First off, you'll need 1-inch stainless steel Phillips head screws. You buy a box of them, and then you'll need a box of 1024, and that's a 1024 thread on the screw. You need a box of 1024. These are called cap nuts. And what they do is they have that plastic insert in them. It makes it hard for them to, when you're threading them on, but they don't unthread. You don't need any kind of a split ring or anything with them. Once they're on, they stay on. It's the plastic inside them that will make them stay on. So they're called cap nuts. Specifically, you got to get cap nuts. That's what they look like. Okay. And you need a box of number 10, 11/16 fender washers. They go on either side. So the process goes something like this. This black area is supposed to represent a hole. The way I did mine is I actually used my vise for it, but you'll need a few tools first off. Obviously, you need a hammer. This wooden dowel represents a steel rod, which is what I used when I did mine. I went to Home Depot and I just bought a steel rod that was the right size for the studs that are on there. But that's what this represents. You need a Phillips head screwdriver, and you'll need either a wrench or ratchet. Ratchet's going to be preferable for putting these on. So the process is pretty easy. You take this off. So you take that out and you wound up with this. So let's get this out of the way. And this hole represents, you drill a hole in something like a piece of wood so you have something to bang through. And you take the steel rod and you put it on the stud. Whack, and you knock it out. So you go through and you knock out all of the I hope I'm not blocking the picture too much. You put this over the hole in it. You take the steel rod, wham, you knock out the old stud. And you go through the whole corker and you knock out all the studs. Then you go through, put a washer, put it through, then you put a washer on the other side, cap nut, tighten it up. Pretty straightforward, not exactly high science. You tighten it up pretty tight. Tighten it up so it's not going to loose. If you can see, I'll show you close up. It sinks into the rubber on both sides. That's as tight as you want it, flat surface. So, and you go through and put them all in, and when you're done, like I said, you got something that no matter what the crevices are on the rocks, no matter how much scum and slime and algae, this will just bite right through it and you will never lose your balance. And the other thing I do is I replace the laces, which is the word that I couldn't find before. Although some of the new ones come with straps. What I did with the ones that came with laces is I buy this stuff. You can get this in any of the sporting goods stores, in the kayak sections. There's a lot of these strap things. I get rid of the laces and I replace it with this stuff because you can, it's wide enough to accept this stuff. So you rethread your laces with this instead. You tie it up when you got your boots on. And I always dedicate a set of my waders. I buy a set of waders specifically so I can put my corkers on them. I put the corkers on them, I tie this up, and then I duct tape. I duct tape this stuff, you know, when it's tied up, and I tie it in like a double knot. And that's the pair of waders I use when I'm going out to fish the jetties or the rocks. So I put them on. They're already on. I don't have to screw around when I get fishing. If you can't afford an extra set of waders just to dedicate to it, then you just get there, you tie them on, put some duct tape around it, and you're done. So that's really, it's a fairly cheap modification, and these things won't ever rot because they're stainless steel, and man do they grip. You will never fall on a jetty with these unless you're clumsy like me. So there you go. There you have it. So go catch them up. Little tips, tricks, and modifications can help make surf fishing a safer and more productive experience. Also, as I always say, don't forget to enjoy the ride, for you never know what tomorrow may bring. That's my view from the beach. So until next time, be well and catch 'em up.